Today, we're yassifying the Kung Fu Panda characters into their human form. So, without further ado, let's do it. Now, what I'm going to do is spin a wheel to decide which character I'm going to draw. Let's see. Our first character is Viper. First things first, let's start off with a sketch. Before I sketch, I always try to come up with some kind of personality or backstory for the character because it helps me determine the lighting, facial expression, or posing for the character. So when I think of Viper, I immediately picture her as a graceful, agile, and of course, deadly character. And I think she perfectly embodies the balance of elegance and deadliness. That's why I'm going to design her outfit to be slightly more form-fitting and style her hair in a refined bun to reflect that sense of elegance. I'm gonna give her a snake-shaped earrings, and of course, let's not forget those iconic hair buns. As a final touch, I'll add these two sleek bangs to symbolize the fangs of a real viper. Now we are done with the sketch, let's move on to the painting. As usual, I'm gonna start with color blocking. And then if you know me, the next thing I'm gonna do is add shadows using the multiply layer. Since she has a form-fitting dress, I'm gonna add some subtle shadows in this area to give form to something. Also, let's not forget the lighter colors to really accentuate the form-fitting of her dress. Now for the hair clip, I'm gonna keep this relatively simple. I don't wanna spend too much time doing hair clip. The skin looks boring. Here's the trick to make your skin a little bit more interesting. Choose a highly saturated orange color, then apply gently to area where light and shadows meet. See that? Small changes, big impact. And now I'm gonna give her some tattoos like what you see on her back, some snaky design on her dress as well. Again, I'm gonna keep it very simple. This is my favorite part of the painting, highlights. There we go guys, Viper in her human form. Not bad. Alright, for our next character, spin the wheel baby! Po, the Dragon Warrior. Nice! So when I think of Po in his human form, this is what I imagined Po's body would look like if he was a human. I'm gonna make him smile because Po is a very jolly and happy-going character. I don't know, but he looks more like a baby to me rather than a dragon warrior. So to fix that, I'm going to give him a facial hair to make him look more mature. That's better. Now I'm gonna give him scarf to represent Po's black arms. And underneath the scarf, I'm going with a simple white tank top. And because he is the Dragon Warrior, I'm going to give him a hair clip that looks like a dragon. So there's our final sketch. Now let's move on to the painting. Now as usual, let's start off with some color blocking. I think this will be very easy because Po's color palette is just black and white. Alright, now let's add some shadows. Now for the eyes, usually I tend to be more careful when rendering it because eyes are one of the focal elements of any portrait painting. Now I'm gonna add some more details on the skin. If you want to learn how to paint skin in an easy way, I have a tutorial about that. You can check it out after watching this video. Let's add some highlights on his hair. And for the beard, let's add some silhouette to make it more hairy. I'm gonna render his face a little bit more. And for the rest of the body, I'm gonna keep the rendering relatively simple because I don't wanna spend too much time painting areas that aren't usually part of the focal point. Let's also give him his iconic straw hat. Let's add some highlights. And let's also add some silhouettes on the hair. Should I make around his eyes black? No. Let's forget it. There it is, Poe in his human form. I like it. Let's do another one, and this time it's Tigress. Nice. So as usual, let's start with a sketch. For Tigress, I think she possesses both soft and strong personality because she is fearless and very aggressive, but at the same time, she also very kind and caring. So for her design, I want to incorporate both round and angular shapes to represent her personalities. For round shapes, I think I'll incorporate it on her posture or her eyes. As for the triangular shape, those will definitely be reflected in her hair. If we look at Tigress, we can see this round shape in both sides of her face. I think that will be a great design to use for her hair. You know what? The shape language of this hairstyle kind of reminds me of this guy. So I'm going to try out a few more variations of this hairstyle and I'll check back soon. So there's our sketch. As usual, the next thing we do is color blocking. This is gonna be orange. I'm gonna stay true to her outfit design. Now for her hair design, I'll try to incorporate tiger stripe patterns as much as possible. After putting some base colors, now we add shadows. And of course, let's not forget about Bobby. Let's add some blush. For her lips, I'm gonna use almost high saturated red because red in most cases represents strong personality as well. Next thing we do is render the smaller details. So I'm gonna add some silhouettes and highlights on the hair. And my all-time favorite, highlights. Let's also add some subsurface scattering. This is Tigress in her human form, super yassified. There we go guys, our yassified characters from Kung Fu Panda. Let me know which one is your favorite. Me personally, I like Poe's design. Comment down below if you want me to do part 2. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more art content like this. With all that being said, thank you for watching and I'll see you on the next one. Bye! Hiya!